Hi, I'm Carol from Move On Counselling. I wanted to talk to you today about perfectionism. Now, many people see this as just part of their personality, but often enough there is a belief that in some ways, if you're not perfect, that you're going to be criticised, attacked, frowned upon, you're going to get into trouble some way. So it becomes a belief that if I'm not perfect, then I'm not safe, or I need to be perfect to be safe. So if we can have a look at what's really going on, what we can see is that the patterns that show up for many people is that they end up overgiving. So an instance, say somebody at work, they tend to work twice as hard as everybody else, tend to put in more hours, stay over late, can't leave until they've finished everything, take responsibility for everything, and then end up feeling burnt out and often resentful because other people are just going, hey, it's 5 o'clock, packing up and going home and just coming back on the next day and getting on with it. And many people with perfectionism don't understand and feel like that other person isn't dedicated to the job like they are. And it's like, I'm working really hard, so why are they leaving early? There's all this work to be done and they feel responsible for getting that done. So that can be a huge problem because doing that for a long time is obviously going to be overwhelming and extremely exhausting, leads to burnout. Other ways it can show up in personal life is that you may actually not get on with jobs that need to be done, and that may be things around the house. It may be keeping on top of housework or filing. It's like, I need an hour, 2 hours, or I need a full day to do this job and I don't have that time, so I'll do it another day, rather than just saying, look, I've got half an hour, let's whip round and do what I can and leave it at that, and then just come back to it when you get a chance. It tends to be an all or nothing approach to doing these jobs, and obviously that can be a problem because we're not perfect. Humans aren't perfect. We don't do jobs perfectly. If we can just have a go and do what we can and be satisfied with that, saying, well, I got on with it and now it's I've made a start, then that can be really rewarding. But if you feel like you're constantly getting overwhelmed because you want to get things right all the time, doing things to the nth degree. It's like you can't clean the kitchen unless everything's absolutely spotless, rather than I'll just give it a quick wipe down. There can be all sorts of ways in which this pattern shows up, and it can be very troublesome. And if maybe you're a brain surgeon, you need to be perfect, great. But most of us, every day, people need to have some flexibility around tackling jobs and everyday situations, and we certainly don't need to be perfect. Now, if you recognise this in yourself and you think, oh, that's what I've been doing, that makes sense, have a crack, see if you can just make some changes and just say, what, I'm going to have a go, I don't need to be perfect. And maybe just having that awareness is going to really help you make those changes. But if you really feel that this is really difficult pattern for you to change, then maybe you just need some support to help you do that, and maybe there's some other things going on that we can help with. But get in touch with me and we can have a chat, find out what's going on for you and get you back on the road to being probably more efficient and calmer, and not getting overly stressed with trying to get things absolutely perfect. Thanks for listening.